making time for me on such short notice.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah. Sean's a great friend, so you know, definitely could do him a favor and just get on an interview with you guys.
Sure. So he's a friend of yours. You know him personally?
Yeah. So I pretty much started to get to know him when we did AppSumo, and he actually does a lot of calls where he like had his product on AppSumo, and then he does a lot of calls on his actual product on Pouncer AI. So that's kind of like where I got to know him.
Oh, okay. So what's your are you do you run AppSumo or
No, I just bought a product from. That's where I first bought his product. Did like
gotcha.
a promotion there.
Gotcha. Okay. And so I presume you're a freelancer who gets jobs through Upwork, is that right?
Yeah. So I use pretty much Upwork to get Google Ads clients. I do Google Ads landing pages to convert the traffic, and I also do local ads SEO. Local Google Maps SEO.
Okay, wait. Slow down. Wait. Give me those two things again and let's
No
unpack
worries.
them a little bit. What's the
No
first
worries. No
one?
worries. Yeah. So the first one I do is Google Ads. So people that are trying to get like paid traffic, and they want to, let's just say they're a local business, right? They use Google Ads. Their ad shows up first. They click on that, and then I create landing pages where those ads go, right? Where those clicks go, and that's where I help them convert the traffic. And then the other third service, because everything kind of intertwines. The other third service I do is called Google Maps SEO. So it's like if you want to get like, I feel like nowadays, if you're a little bit kind of know, you're a little bit less into the like SEO world. People are right now doing traditional SEO, but not that many people are taking advantage of Google Maps SEO.
Right.
So that's another service I do. Try to get you at the top at number one.
Gotcha. Okay. So Google Ads and then you do landing pages for traffic. What kind of and then Google Maps SEO. Those are the two things you're doing basically.
Right.
And what kind of businesses are you helping and where are they?
So pretty much I help all the way from mainly primarily service-based businesses. You know what I mean? Uh, I've helped out e-commerce in the past, but I pretty much focused on niching down to service-based businesses. So whether that's construction companies, either like concrete coatings, home remodeling, even software companies, um, people that have like kind of like an online company, people like I've had like it's kind of like niche, right? Like sometimes I've had ones where they like this guy does like apartment. He does apartment. He helps people get into apartments, and he makes $1,000 commission per lead, right? So pretty much helping people with service-based businesses, local and online.
And all over the country or where?
Just all over the U.S. primarily. Sometimes I've had a couple of clients in Australia, and one in Ireland currently. Yeah.
How many clients do you typically are you typically helping at once?
Typically, it's anywhere from 10 to 15 clients per month.
Gotcha. And are you is it like kind of like you give them like a certain amount of your time or is it ongoing or how does it work?
So yeah, typically, like let's just say you had like a typical business, like I don't know, you had like a personal training company, right? You had your own facility. Typically, what you would want to do is say, hey, like I have a lot of people already organically. I have, my book is filled. Let's just say I have another trainer that I want to get more people booked for, right? So pretty much they come to me, they say, hey, I tried this Google Ads thing. I wasted a bunch of money. Can you help me out? I want a professional to do it. And I say, of course, give them advice. Sometimes I do a free audit for them on their account if they already have data. And then we pretty much just launch the campaign after we strategize on how we're going to do it. And then, yeah, that's typical. And then I charge a retainer. And then sometimes we could do performance based, like pay per lead. But typically people usually pay me a retainer on a monthly basis.
Gotcha. So it's a retainer on a monthly basis. And does that like depend on the scale of like what you're doing or what?
Yeah, so it depends on their budget. It depends on how many like leads they can handle. Like if I'm going to help a lawyer, those are typically really great clients because number one, they have the budget. Number two, they're really good at what they do, right? So they're a lot easier to market. And number three is they're pretty just like you do it. They're not very like techie or into it. They're just like we really want leads for our new practice, for family law, immigration law, and then yeah, I set it all up for them, and we pretty much get everything going within 2 to 3 weeks. And then on an ongoing basis, I pretty much help them with their client acquisition with Google ads. Sometimes I do remarketing on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube ads as well. But our main driver is Google. When someone searches, I don't know, you get in a car accident and someone searches personal injury near me, right? So that type of stuff.
Interesting. Okay. So if somebody searches personal injury, then you want to help those law firms rank.
Right. So like, let me give you a quick example. So if can you see my screen?
Yep.
So if I type in lawyer near me, this one right here is an ad. It says sponsor. This is an ad. And it says online attorneys for you, martial law, PC, don't settle, fight back. This is where I would help people, put their business on. And this is the local SEO that I was talking about, right? It's more for mobile people on their, when you're looking for a restaurant or you're looking for a gym, or in this case, a lawyer, I would help you get into this pack right here so you get more leads and ultimately grow your business. And yeah, that's pretty much a little example. So here, ads, I pretty much try to help you get here, get relevant people to click and to turn into phone calls and form opt-ins for your business so you can grow.
Cool. So how did you get into this line of work?
So I mean, pretty much for me, it started off me just not wanting to go to college, honestly. I didn't want to go to the traditional route. I tried it. It was really not for me. And I did a bunch of odd jobs after college, like in my early 20s. And then after that, I just kind of started looking online. Just like, landscaping with my dad. He owns a landscaping company, cleaning company. My mom owns a cleaning company as well. And then I did kind of like the basic kind of stuff that like DoorDash, like driving jobs, Uber, stuff like that. And pretty much I just saved up a bunch of money because I was like, I don't know what I want to do at the time. And I was like, I don't know what I want to do, but I know I don't want to go to school and I want to save a bunch of money for whatever reason, right? Saved up a lot of money and just came across the right person. And I saw a program that pretty much helps you build businesses. And from there, I just kind of took like the leap of faith and, invested, a couple $1,000s on this business. And then, yeah, I got started in freelancing like that.
Program that helps you build this kind of business?
It just helps you build an agency, pretty much.
Yeah. Like what, marketing or ad agency you mean?
Yeah. So this company helps like ad agencies. They help AI agencies. They help tech agencies, email marketing agencies. So they at the time they were helping more beginners. Right now I think they help more experts. But that's pretty much how I got started in it.
Cool. So let's talk about Pouncer then. How long have you been using it?
So I've been using it ever since they came out on AppSumo, and I believe before that they're only like a couple months old. So I kind of been there since the beginning. Yeah.
How many months or what year?
About a year, I believe so. I think it came out last year on March. That's when I first started using it.
Gotcha. And what by the way, how old are you? I'm just for color's sake.
Oh, I'm 27 or 26 okay, actually. I'm turning 27.
Yeah. Okay. Happy almost birthday. And where are you based? Where do you live?
I'm based in New Mexico.
Which part?
Alamogordo.
I've never been there, but I've been elsewhere. I love New Mexico. I grew up in Texas, so.
Oh, nice. It's right next to El Paso, if you know where that is.
Of course. Love El Paso. El Paso's beautiful. Amazing food. Okay, cool. All right. So you grew up in Alamogordo?
No, I'm originally from California. I'm from San Diego.
Oh, okay. But your like parents moved out there, or you moved out there?
I moved out there, yeah.
You moved to Alamogordo?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, okay. How come? Was it?
So I had my first kid when I was around 21, and pretty much, didn't really want to live with my parents, and I wanted to go all in on this, business. So kind of me and my wife just like we're just like, let's move somewhere more affordable and try to do it on our own, and that's kind of how it went.
Nice. I love it. That's I totally identify with that. Like that's one reason I actually live in Baltimore instead of living in like, New York or San Francisco where the Wall Street Journal has bureaus because they were always like, oh, don't you want to like come like be part of our SF bureau? And I was just like, yeah, do you want to pay 3 times as much? Like, because that's what it
Right, right.
feels like.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, people always like Baltimore, and I'm like, yeah, dumbass, like it's cheap here, and I can hop
yeah,
on a train to New
yeah.
York anytime I want.
Exactly. It's crazy. Like the rent in San Diego, I believe pre-COVID, 2 bedroom was like 1,500, and after now it's like that will barely get you a studio. So we pretty much get a house over here for what we pay for a studio. So
I
it's
bet. I
it's
mean, Alamogordo, you guys are probably homeowners by now.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, so cool. So you have this business, you can make work remote. Tell me how you use Pouncer and Upwork in general.
Right. So Pouncer so pretty much with Pouncer it helped me. So are you aware kind of how Upwork works a little bit?
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, it's funny. I've interviewed their like CEO in the past. I mean, it's a big labor
Yeah, it's
market,
big.
right? Like for freelancers.
Yeah. So pretty much the name of the game right now for Upwork is like they monetize really heavily nowadays. So
Hmm.
you really have to stand out like crazy nowadays, like
You mean
in
they
order
charge you a
to
lot for
get.
you to like rank there or something when you say monetize heavily?
Yes, yes, yeah. So
Got it.
they're pretty much burning money for a while, and I think like someone told them like, hey, we need to be profitable. So that's when in the last 3 years, they really pushed it with their monetization, and
Yeah.
a lot of it comes from the freelancers, right? So so
Mm.
so pretty much with Pouncer AI, I kind of just like always look for tools like AI tools, anything that could help me like just either do things faster. Because with AI, I don't really it's really like AI is like a really good trend, but I don't really feel like it's that practical, like in many ways. I mean, and I run an agency, so I'm like in the trenches, right? Um, so when I found Pouncer AI, one of the main things it does is that it helps you save time when it comes to applying to jobs. So right now, what you have to do with Upwork is you see jobs on a feed, you apply to the correct ones, you filter out either by it says payment confirmed, how much money they spent, how much reviews they have, and the description, and that's all you got from there. Once you apply, all you really have is your profile and your proposal, and your proposal has to be custom. It just does. It has to be custom. And in the past, when Upwork was like in early 2016 or 15, what most people did is they just copy paste and just blasted proposals, right? They would send
Yeah.
20, 30 a day, and you would still have a good response rate, right? So that's the name of the game. Get people to respond to your proposal, get people on a call, close them on Upwork, retain clients, give them awesome results, have them for a year, years plus, get more clients, build, and then hire out. So that's the name of the game for a lot of agencies when they use Upwork. I don't know, and I think the top three, because I took a look at a lot of the top three are web developers, people that create websites, I believe marketers, and the third is like software, actual people that create softwares, mobile app development, and stuff like that. So those are
Yeah.
the top three big categories. So with Pouncer AI, when I submit a proposal, I could either do it out manually or I can have it pretty much uh, like click a button and then boom, my portion of my proposal is custom to what they wrote on their description, right? So the more descriptive and custom they wrote it, AI helps us pretty much customize our proposal so it matches what they want, right? So
Mm.
I tested two different things out. I tested just doing proposals, and then sometimes I leave a voice note because like I always try to think like how can I stand out? And if someone sends me an AI, like if I post a job myself and I try to hire, someone sends me an AI proposal, I think like, cool, it's AI, but did they really read my job post? So sometimes
Right.
I leave a voice note so they know it's me, right? They know it's for sure me. And I tested it both.
Okay,
And
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, so voice notes always will convert more. Just I feel like people like that personal touch. But it does. It's not by much with the AI stuff, because I feel like the more I feel like what Pouncer AI does differently is that it really focuses on like it's not just the AI like, hey, let me customize your prompt. It's more like, hey, like, how do we make it better over time, right? They're constantly trying to increase your response rate, which is what we look at, right? How many people respond. And that's the biggest impact it's had with me, is being able to get more responses and continuously improve my proposal. Because it sounds very simple. Oh, it's just a proposal, but it's the main way that a lot of freelancers on Upwork actually get jobs. So improving that and keeping track of numbers is big. So that's one of the big ways that it's actually helped me, as well as being able to monitor like jobs. Yeah, it has a lot of cool features, but that was the main one that really helped me.
Interesting. Yeah, okay. So do you use it every time you apply for jobs on Upwork?
If I'm doing it manually, I always do it. Yeah.
What's the alternative? What's the not manual way to do it?
So I'm testing out like an AI bot to do it for me, which pretty
Well, like
much
an
uses
AI
this.
agent to do it for you?
Yep.
Oh, that's fascinating. What's that one? Who makes that?
Gig Radar.
Gig
So
Radar?
let me see. Let me send it to you right now. So
Oh, I found a website.
right there, I just dropped
Yeah.
it for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's who sends it automatically. The only I would say con with that is that it'll apply to someone that are not qualified for you. So
Mhm.
manual will always, if you have the time to do manual will always beat AI in my view, because the jobs are so nuanced. You really have to read and have experience to know which ones are the right ones.
Right. So yeah, it sounds like Gig Radar is a little more spray and pray.
Exactly.
Hmm. That's interesting. That's wild because it just kind of shows like the two kind of styles of AI now. Like there's ones where people are like really using the large language models to kind of be like a coworker and assistant, it sounds like, and that's maybe what Pouncer is. And then there's all these ones where people are like, no, we should be doing agentic AI, like you just put it on autopilot. And it's like, okay,
Yeah.
cool, but do you trust it? And I guess if it applies to jobs you're not qualified for, that's like okay, I guess. I mean, are there any negative consequences to using it?
So yeah, I get some messages for just totally irrelevant people. The biggest like benefit I have to look at it is like, does it save me time? You know what I mean? Does it save me time, and is it profitable? Um, so currently, right now, I did it. I paid them for 3 months just to test it out. Right?
Mm.
If it's profitable, or I even break even, it works out for me because you could just build. Here's the thing about the AI is that the more information you give it, the better it gets. So
Greater,
if
you
I
mean?
just break, yeah, Gig Radar, yeah. And with Pouncer AI, it helps me as a person, like the person actually doing it. So I'm using AI plus within my brain, whereas
Right.
Gig Radar, I have to put everything in here into it and trust it. Whereas Pouncer AI, it's really good for manual. Like for example, like a lot of software companies, one job could be worth 5K, 10K, 20K, right?
Mm.
So a lot of them do it manually. They don't want to do any AI automation, no matter how many are out there. So they will do it manually, because if they even send 5, 10 proposals a day, if they just get one job a month, boom, they get 20K. I don't know how much profit that is, but most projects are really big. So Pouncer AI is really big, and I think that's why Sean made it in the first place, was because he is a software developer, right? Uh, Mobile and software development and whatnot. So it's really big if you're going to go manual. Beginner friendly, I would say I would just say, like, if you're like beginner to intermediate, Pouncer AI is going to instantly get you results, because you know what you're doing, at least to some extent.
Mm. What is your mix? Like how many jobs are you applying to with Gig Radar versus how many are you applying to with Pouncer?
So with Pouncer, I typically apply with like let me check my data real quick. I would say it's anywhere from 100 to 160 proposals per month.
Wow. And
Yeah.
how long does it take you to make each of those proposals, to do each one of those using Pouncer?
For me specifically, do lead gen for a whole day, it could take me maybe 1 hour, right?
So how many
Uh,
proposals will you send out in that 1 hour?
but like
With,
7 or 10.
okay, so with Pouncer, you're able to do 7 or 10 proposals per hour. So that's a
Yep.
rate of like what? That's pretty fast. That's like one every 6 minutes.
Yeah. 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 And the biggest thing is it for me is that you can send even more, but I'm very picky nowadays. Like I don't just want to send one to anyone saying, hey, you know, I'm looking for a Google Ads expert and I do this. I'm just like, I don't help e-commerce anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't apply to it, right? So I'm a lot more picky. I try to look for more descriptive jobs, people with higher budgets, people that can afford my services. And like if I wanted to, I could send 20 in 3 or 4 hours. But I try to just focus on quality nowadays, and that's what you know.
So is Pouncer making you faster at applying for jobs, or is it making your proposals better, or
So
or
it makes
how
it
does it work?
faster.
Makes you faster?
Yeah, yeah. So let me actually just show you. Let me see. I'll pull it up real quick.
So it's more about
Uh,
increasing productivity than about increasing the quality of your proposals.
it's both. It's both. So let me show you real quick. So if I actually go on my Upwork account and I see this on Google Ads campaign management, I take a look at where it says, it's funny because I think my AI already applied to it, so that's cool. We are seeking to monitor. Let's do another one then. Let's do maybe this one. 2 minutes ago, Canada. So this one looks. I take a look at the description, where they're from. I usually apply to the United States, the UK, Canada, Australia. This one looks like okay. It's still pretty non-descriptive. Like even though they're saying a lot, I want them to say, hey, I'm this type of company. That's what I call a descriptive one. So I would click apply with Pouncer AI. And I already have like some templates depending on how custom it is. Today is Wednesday, all the way from plumbing, software companies, tutoring, construction, mental health. Let's just do Wednesday.
These are templates you wrote?
Yes. So AI, Pouncer AI provides some templates, but you really want to make it your own, right? It's just kind of like a training wheel. So notice how I have it. Can you please customize the sentence to make it a limit of 18 words or less? Make sure to mention that I've worked with 5 projects similar to this. You know, pretty much you give it a nice AI prompt. Once you generate it, it spits it out for you. I usually, if I want to leave a voice note, I leave it right here.
Yeah.
To say that, hey, I'm not an AI robot. You know, the other ones I leave this out because I am an AI robot. But for this case, I'm not, right? Because I leave a voice note.
Sure.
Copy paste. And this part, it customized it right here to their description, and it customized this first sentence right here
Right.
to their description. And then I ask it a couple questions. So it says, just have a few questions regarding your job post. And then the questions are in relation to what they posted on here. So you can see when someone reads my proposal, they say, wow, like this guy really understands our job. Let's reach out to him. So it's improving your response rate and it's making it faster. Now there's this other section where people ask questions. You just click generate and it will just generate a really fast response. Like, let me see if I can find one. So pretty much it does make you faster and improve your response rate. And so you see these right here. Experience
You're
your
not sharing
recent.
your screen anymore.
Oh, sorry. Let's see. Okay, you see my screen?
Yep.
So for example, here it says, how would you measure or access a potential problem? Most of these are just a screen if you're a real person, right? So it just saves a lot of time instead of doing it manually. Just 2 clicks of a button. There we go. It just gave out a pretty good custom answer to this broad question. So that's another way. It also so you can imagine, right? People like for some freelancers are spending like 4 or 5 hours a day just on outreach alone, and this can cut down your time in half. So it's definitely
You
worth
think
it.
4 or 5 hours a day, it could cut it down to like 2?
Yeah, it could cut it down to 2 because some people are just sitting there constantly trying to make the best proposals. But yeah, I definitely think if you really like, know what you're looking for, it could cut it down. And anyways, a lot of people who do lead gen, they get better over time anyways, but you usually max out around 3-4 hours a day if you're really going hard on outreach on Upwork.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because it's like you're using the AI in such a targeted way, and you're
Yep.
giving it, your material. Here's who I am. Here's what I do. Here's my custom template, and then it's going and like quote unquote reading their proposal so that it's
Yep.
customizing the proposal for them. And that is something that like humans who are smart and literate can do and be good at, but it just takes time and it takes like brain cycles, right, to do all that. And so you're really using the AI, you're really using it like an assistant, right? Like you could have somebody who knows you, who reads through these things, who writes out these responses that are thoughtful. You could have somebody doing that outreach for you, but instead you're like quote unquote hiring this AI to do it in a way, it seems like.
Right. And I've done both where I've actually hired a person to do it for me, and currently I'm doing the full automated one. If I had more time to actually train someone, I would train them with Pouncer AI. I would tell them, I would have them be just as good as I am at using the tool because
You'd
it
have them
really
use
helps
the
that
tool anyway.
much. Was that?
So even if you hired somebody, you would have them use the tool.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Because it makes you so much faster while not sacrificing quality and maybe even improving the quality.
Exactly. Because it's just a lot more. It's a lot more like foolproof. Like you know what I mean. It's just there's no mistakes. You don't even have to use Grammarly anymore. You know what I mean. Grammar mistakes are not an issue. All you really have to do is pick the right job to apply to. That's it's simplified to that pretty much.
Yeah. When you're using it, I mean, does it feel like it's an assistant, or does it just feel like it's a piece of software that happens to be able to like fill stuff out for you automatically?
I don't. I wouldn't say it feels like either. I guess you can say it feels like a software, but it just feels like I'm saving a bunch of time. Like I'm just not having to do like if I had to spend 30 minutes on proposal or 15 minutes, it cut down by like 40-50%.
Right. So, I mean, it sounds like it really just kind of fits right into your workflow and kind of disappears like the best tools do, right? The best tools are invisible.
Exactly. So I mean, I don't ever. One of my main tools I use is Google Calendar, right? Booking links. You booked a call with me, and I don't even think about it. Pouncer AI is the same. Like I never really like Pouncer AI is super niche, and I feel like because Sean is a freelancer, he knew exactly what we were struggling with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a great analogy, right? The calendar booking tool. It's not like you and I had to go back and forth and then you had to go manually schedule it. Like you just have a piece of software that did it for you.
Right. And that's the thing too, is like I go along. I pretty much try a bunch of things. Like right now, I'm trying another AI thing where, because I again like AI is such a good trend, but it's like I always have a hard time finding the practicality of it, like integrating it without kind of being a hassle. Because like let's just say, because like Pouncer AI already existed, you could already do what it's doing, but you just have to go copy paste, put into ChatGPT, put in their job post and all this stuff. But now Pouncer AI cuts that path, that extra legwork, and does it within 3 clicks. So super practical. And literally, like what you just saw there, those buttons, that's not how they started. You did have to still copy paste a little bit onto their platform, click generate. You got your new proposal, copy paste it back into Upwork. They literally made it down to 3 buttons, which is crazy. And I think they're underserved. Like I definitely think they're an underrated tool that every freelancer that's serious on Upwork, there's a lot of not serious people on there, but if you're serious about it, it's like a must in your tool deck for sure.
Mm. Do you ever wish you had a tool like that for other kinds of communication or correspondence with clients?
Yeah. So I do a lot of landing pages creation, and they're really time consuming. So it'd be great if I had an AI that integrates with the tools that I use to just create a very like somewhat templated landing page for the specific niche. Like I'm just like, hey, this is a mobile detailer. They're based in Florida.
Are there tools to do that? Like, what's the
know?
one I'm always seeing ads for? And it's like, is it Squarespace or something? The one with like Walter Goggins. And they're always
Squarespace
like,
is
use AI to like make a website or whatever.
super unpractical.
Super not practical.
No, because it's great for copy. I will say that copy is great. I use AI all the time to make my copy better for ads and for content on landing pages. But to actually structure it out for you and give you like to feed it, like, hey, this is the type of landing pages I create. This is the type of like structure for mobile. Spit it out somewhat similar as a template. There's nothing that can do that. I've looked everywhere. You always kind of have to start from scratch or use a template. And templates are just templates, right? So that'd be something that I'd like to, and even for Google Ads, like you really have to understand like the client's business. You can't just tell an AI, hey, this is this type of company, make ads. Like you could, like the best part for AI is copywriting. That's where I've been able to pretty much, now the copywriting and the creatives. Like for example, sometimes I'll have like a plumber, company, and the guy's like, 60 years old and he doesn't want to be on video. So what I did is that I just made a script, took some pictures, and got an AI voice to do the ad for him. And then boom, we got a good intro video. We can retarget on YouTube, Facebook. That stuff is super practical. But other stuff, I find it very difficult sometimes. Like it's getting there, but not probably it's not there yet. Like that AI assistant is the closest. Like it's probably the coolest thing that I've seen in terms of really taking a load off my lead gen outreach.
Oh, the gig whatever thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the closest thing you have to like an AI agent or an AI assistant working for you. It's on autopilot.
Yeah, just on autopilot. And then Pouncer AI, it helps an individual pretty much.
What proportion of your jobs are you applying for that are Pouncer versus the AI assistant one?
Right now the majority are Pouncer AI. I'm just using all of it because it converts the highest. I have the most data, and then the other one is more of a test run. I'm just testing it right now, so I have very little data. What was that?
So how long have you been experimenting with GigRadar?
About a month.
Mm-hmm. And so it's just not converting at the same rate, or what?
So I'm doing a small batch. I'm super targeted. So there's not that many jobs that it can apply to in general because I want it to apply to the wrong jobs, because you know what I mean? It's so you have to really like feed it. Whereas the next 2 months, I'm really ramping it up and just having it spray because I collected so much data from that 1 month of really, really, really targeted jobs. But overall, I would say doing it manually is always going to beat it because I leave a voice note. Sometimes I'll leave like a video, right? Like a Loom video, and it always converts higher. Like it's just, people can tell that like you put some time into it, and I just believe it builds goodwill, and that's why it converts.
Right, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, nobody wants that. Like if everything is just a bot applying, nobody's hiring a bot. They're hiring you.
Exactly.
They
Yeah.
want to know you're smart and capable. Okay, so all right, let me think for a minute. Oh yeah, what AIs do you use to help you with copy, and how do you use them?
So I use just Chat GPT, and then I use DeepSeek, which is pretty much like a free, like they're free and they get just the same features of ChatGPT. I really don't use anything else. I pretty much just play around with the prompts. That's all I do with the copyright with the copy.
So you like say, hey, make this sound a certain way, and then you paste in the text, or what?
Yeah, let me see if I can find some of my histories. You can actually see. Like I'll say, hey, create me 8 headlines. Pretend you're the best copywriter. Use some of Dan Henry's copy. Use some of XYZ, right? Copywriting. Pretend that we're marketing this. Give it a call to action, and give me at least 8 different headlines and descriptions, anywhere from 30 characters to 90 characters, and it will spit it out. And I'll just choose the best ones and mix and match. Like here's an example. So if I type in past 30 days, here we go. So I pretty much this is what I was doing recently. So I'll type in. Let's see
Barbecue
what I did in the
catered.
beginning.
Oh yeah, okay. So what's it? So what kind of business was this for?
So they're a barbecue catering company in the South Bay, San Francisco.
Okay,
So
so
I
barbecue
say,
company in South Bay, San Francisco. Okay.
yeah. So I say, can you make 5 unique headlines and descriptions for Google Ads search ads? Please be the best copywriter. Here's some background about the company, and I just copy paste it, and I say, and it says it spits it out, and it's pretty good. Like, and this is the free version, right?
L'Oreal's best smoked barbecue. We bring the flavor. Fresh on-site barbecue for your next event. So these are like text for Google Ads.
Yes, yes.
Make your
And
event
then,
unforgettable with barbecue.
yep. And I'll just keep saying the same thing. I'll keep editing. I'll say, these all feel the same. Can you make it different? Highlight different parts of the info I shared to you, and it will. Right, interactive barbecue catering. We cook on site, and that's what we want to highlight. That makes them
Yeah.
different. Is they cook on site, and I kind of just pick the best ones. And I do this a lot for
Where flavor
ads
meets
and for the landing
fire.
page. Yeah.
I mean, the funny
Yeah.
thing is, like, who knows? Like, maybe it's more or less just copying that from somebody else's clever ad copy it got off the internet, but it's like it works, whatever.
Yeah, and the best thing is that it's a good starter. Like when you're writing copy, like starting is the most difficult thing. You don't know what to write. You're just coming up with this and that. And with AI, it really helps you just speed up that process.
So it is like a thought partner that's giving you ideas and starting points. It's like you give it a prompt, it gives you ideas, and that's like a prompt for your creativity,
Exactly. Yeah.
and then you put your own spin on it.
Right.
So
Right. Yeah.
how often are you using the text that it gives you? Are you always modifying it, or what?
Yeah. Yeah. So what I do is with marketing, like I usually will put 5 different ads up, and like off of those text ads, usually one will outperform all the other, maybe 2, right?
Hmm.
And the other ones, I'll just trim the fat. I'll just trash them and put new ones. So I'll just test out new ones with AI, the ones that I came up with, put them on there, see which ones convert more. And again, like it's kind of like the 80-20 principle, right? One of those, 1 or 2 will usually do better than the other 3. And I just rinse and repeat that cycle to get the best results.
Mm-hmm. That's really interesting. I mean, I feel like I used to write a lot of headlines. I don't anymore. But it was a similar game where it was like, okay, well, what's going to convert, right? Like, what's going to get people to click on this article that I put all my
Right.
time and energy into? So we would kind of like put a headline on it. If it doesn't work, we put a different one on. And one of the things that I noticed was that over time, like some kind of constructions would work for a while, and then people would get used to that, and they're like, well, I'm tired of headlines that are about 37 ways to do X or whatever, and those just wouldn't people just wouldn't click in as much anymore, and like a new kind of fad almost would come along. Do you find that's true with like making these ads? Like, is it like, okay, well, I know like I wrote this type of headline for this other business and that's converting, I'll try that here, maybe it'll work, maybe there's a different audience. are there sort of like trends in what converts? Like, how does it? Could you unpack a little bit of like your own kind of observations and thinking about does it change over time?
I wouldn't say it changes over time. I mean, maybe it's a little bit different for like, trying to get people to read an article. I would say is I try to focus on targeting, and usually like sometimes even a really bad ad will still convert because you're targeting the person who has the problem, right? Those ads, we're not just targeting to just random people, right? We're targeting to people who are looking for corporate events, people who are looking for barbecue. They're typing in barbecue catering, and the main job I have to do is filter out people who are not interested. So our ad could
Mm,
be really, really bad, right? But if we just filter out people who are not interested, we're more than likely going to succeed. So I
mm.
don't really look at, does this ad feel cheesy, or does this ad or does this title not like, is it not the best or whatever? I'm more like, do you have a problem? Do we solve it? Then that's what the ad should convey. Like, your problem and what do we do? Like, that's pretty much how I look at it. I don't really look at it like,
So is the targeting, is
uh,
that influenced by AI at all, or is that just stuff that you're doing like in some kind of panel or something where you're like, let's target this area and these types of keywords or what? How does that work?
um, that's judged by pretty much looking at the database on Google. So on Google, you could pretty much just see how much search volume there is per keyword. For example, if we look on Google's keyword planner and type in Upwork, there's probably 200,000 search volumes a day worldwide.
Mm.
Now we can narrow it down to personal injury near me, and then you'll get maybe like a million searches worldwide. You narrow it down to Baltimore, you'll start getting 10,000 searches per month for that specific keyword. You narrow it down, lawyer specializes in car crashes, Baltimore. That long tail keyword, you'll probably get 30 searches a month. A lot less, but really targeted. So that's kind of how it works.
So you're paying to advertise to people searching with those words.
Yeah,
And so the AI is helping you write the ads that
yeah,
you then serve to those people. So
exactly.
there's no AI, I mean, other than what's happening behind the scenes at Google, or in terms of your targeting, like you're just using the AI for the ad copy,
Yeah, for the ad copy. Yeah, not really anything else.
right? And the landing pages, you find the AI is not super helpful for that. So I guess just to take a big step back, I guess part of what I find really interesting is, at the beginning of our conversation, you were like, yeah, like AI is amazing, but it's hard for me to find ways that it really actually helps me. And you almost
Yeah,
sounded surprised about that. You're like, and I run an agency, like kind of like you, like I'm the
yeah,
kind
right.
that
Yeah,
target them.
exactly.
Like, you would think if anybody could benefit, it'd be me. And I just find that really interesting, right? Because that's sometimes the criticism of AI is people who have they ask it to do certain things and they find out it's just not good for those things, and then they kind of are like, well, AI is crap, and it's like, it's just not good for everything. Like, and it sounds like that's been your experience. You sounds like you've tried it in a lot of different contexts, and in most contexts, it doesn't actually help. Is that right?
Um, Explain that last part one more time.
So it sounds like you've tried AI for a lot of different parts of your business,
Yeah,
and in a lot of them, it actually wasn't that helpful.
yeah. It wasn't that helpful. And the thing with AI, I feel like, is first of all finding like a practical use for like, that's why I think Sean is such a great example of it. He really found a struggle where people were just copy pasting, right? They were copy pasting, they were using ChatGPT, and he said, "Hey, let me make mine better than ChatGPT and skip all these extra steps and make it super easy for the user to use, where it doesn't really feel like they're even using AI, right?" Um, where like, because I just like did it as a test run. I'm just like, oh, it's a new tool for Upwork, let me try it. You never know. Usually, a couple tools that I'll use, maybe one will be really good, and even then I still won't use it, right? Because there's like, you have to learn it and whatever. So with Pouncer AI, I really didn't really have to learn much. I just had to plug it in, and use my already existing, proposal that I use and just build on top of it and just give it prompts. And I'm just like, yeah, that's pretty awesome. Now I don't have to copy paste on ChatGPT to show that I've read their job post. So that was one thing that was really cool. Yeah.
What are some other areas where you've tried to use AI where the results have been disappointing?
Um, mm, I don't can't really recall. Can't really recall. I would say I
Well,
don't
for
know,
example, you
honestly.
said you've tried to find tools that would help you make landing pages,
Yeah.
and it sounds like you just couldn't find any, or you found some that sort of used automation
It
that
just
didn't work for you, or
yeah,
what?
I just didn't bother. I could just kind of tell from just looking at their like demos and stuff because most AI companies that they market, they always will have a video demo, and I could just kind of tell if it works or not. For example, there's this really cool AI one that I like for calendars that's called Motion, and it's really good. I've tried it out. I was trying to use it for myself. Where is it? Where's the example? So pretty much what it does is that if someone books a call or like it pretty much just moves around your schedule. Like, see, look right here. So it plans out your day and it will move your Google Calendar things around because I'm like really ADD sometimes, and it will automatically move your calendar and just like place it in other areas of your Google Calendar if you are already like, that's a good way to explain it. Like, they had a really good one right here that explained it, but
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. So it's managing your calendar for you and moving
yes,
things
exactly,
around for you
exactly, exactly.
without manual planning. Okay, I get it. Yes, this makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. So this is really practical for people who are ADD and write stuff down and don't get stuff done. So this really helps me like see it on my calendar. I know how much time I have to do it. I have to do it. And I feel bad if I don't do it because it's on my calendar. Like the timer's literally moving down. And if I don't complete it, it will move it on to the next hour block. So I have to get it done. It will keep bothering me. So that's something that's super practical. And I really haven't found that many. Like I usually go on AppSumo to look for some softwares, and these are usually startups, right? And if we go on the AI part, where's it? There's an AI part. I don't know where is it right now, but pretty much I've tried a lot, and it is kind of difficult to find some practical use of AI. But sometimes you'll find gems like Pouncer AI.
Gotcha. But most of them are not gems and just aren't that helpful.
No, because I mean, like the biggest, like it depends what you want to do, and for what I want to do, I really want to just save a lot of time, and a lot of them they just don't save me time. If anything, I'm spending more time learning the tool. You know what I mean? And then the results are just like an extra 5%. I'm just like, I don't want to pay $15 a month, $20 a month for something that helps me out just 5%. And then I really use it that much. You know what I mean? So that one is big. The calendar one, I like that one because, I want to get shit done, so that's really big. Pouncer AI pretty much optimizes what I'm already doing. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. The calendar one's really interesting. It's funny that you mentioned ADD because I'm definitely ADD as well. And like the way I do it is like totally manual. Like I use these little note cards and I'm just like writing it down and I have to check it off and like seeing it helps me. But it's just funny you mentioned that because it's something a lot of people have told me. People who have ADD or also people who are on autism spectrum will use AI to help them either break down tasks or communicate more empathetically. If they have trouble with that, a lot of engineers wouldn't surprise you to learn have trouble with empathetic communication. So that's just interesting to me. Have you ever seen Goblin Tools, by the way?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, a lot of ADD people love Goblin Tools. I think it's free. It's for like breaking down tasks and stuff. But it sounds like you've already accomplished that with that calendar thing. Um,
Yeah.
that's really interesting. Okay, yeah, that could be something to
Was that?
Well, I'm just thinking aloud about like some other pieces I'm working on. So, I mean, this has been a great conversation. It sounds like maybe in a couple months, separate from this, it might be worth having a catch up conversation because I'd be really curious at that point to hear whether the gig
Yeah,
AI
yeah, totally.
be like, you
Yeah,
know, a few months from now, it'd be great to hear like, well, what are the results of the experiment? What worked? What didn't? Are you going to stick with it, etc.?
yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I'm down to do a follow up call because I am really going to ramp it up. Like, I really just wanted to test it out on a small sample because I didn't want to waste a bunch of money just spraying and testing. I wanted to really have it targeted, see that small sample pool. Like, okay, it's getting good results, at least enough to do a bigger test. And yeah, pretty much going to do that. I really feel like one of the biggest benefits about having an AI tool is like, this is how you know if it's a good one, is being able to use it without really knowing any, like being a beginner, right? So if I have an AI tool and my wife uses it, she's not really good at all this tech stuff. If she can use it, it's probably a good AI tool, most likely. You know what I mean? Pouncer AI, 3 clicks. That's literally all you have to do. So it makes it super easy for a beginner to just understand it and not have to like learn all these, automations and enter this prompt and learn that. So that's what I really feel like what makes an AI tool a really good one is it like this gig radar, it's pretty difficult to learn, honestly. But the only reason that I'm like really harping on it is and going hard and invested in it is because the benefit is so high, right? It's
Mm.
like if I nail this down, um, I save so much time and effort. You know what I mean? So it has a really big payoff, and it's super niche too, just like Pouncer AI.
Yeah. Well, actually, it might be worth revisiting then, like sooner, like maybe in a month or so, because then you'll be kind of halfway through your experiment, and that would be interesting to see how it's going at that point.
Yeah, we could do that.
Cool. All right. Well, this has been great. So much like good insight. I really appreciate you just really going deep with me on all this stuff.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. Sean sent me an email. He's like, "Hey, a big publication wants to interview some of our users," and I was like, "Oh, cool." And connected you with me, and I was like, happy to do it. They've helped me out a lot.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. Sean's awesome. He's been fun to talk to. Cool. Okay. Well, I'll check in with you like in a month or so, or feel free to check in with me and talk some more about this stuff.
Yeah, sounds good. Just shoot me an email. I'm always checking my email. And yeah, we'll be in touch.
Awesome. Appreciate you so generous with your time. I know time is money for you as a freelancer.
No worries. No worries. All
All
right.
right.
You have a good rest of your day. Take
All
care.
right. Take
Bye.
care.